Well, I just finished grading your quizzes. You three did very well on those, so you can go back and look at it. If you made one little mistake or whatever, Logan, you got your bonus points on there as well. So very good job on that. On Friday, we were on pages 301 and 302. We actually just did some of the odd ones. So I did homework with you guys that day. So here's what we're going to do. Got one coming right now. I think this may be Carrie L. So go ahead and turn back to page 301 and 302 if you're not already there in your book. Let's do some of the even problems together. Just to review, we're not going to do all of them. And then we'll get to our next lesson about multiplying decimals. All right. So she said she's getting on soon. So Carrie L will join us shortly. Carrie L, is that you?
When you start, you can't hear or you can't say anything.
Here's Carrie L. Oh, it's Tillman. Hey, Tillman, what's up?
Hey.
All right. Let's do this. Once Carrie L gets on, let's go. Actually, have your book open to page 301 and 302. I'm going to pull up the quiz real quick. Okay. Because for some of it, I did want to make sure that we're understanding it. Okay. So Tillman and Carrie L, we're going to go over the quiz super quick. Okay. So here we go. Can everybody see my quiz? That y'all took. Okay. The decimal form or the fraction form. Tillman. 1. 6/10. How would I write that as a decimal?
6.10.
Now, if I said 6.10, that would say that I would have 6 in the whole number. So what number, the number here in the numerator is actually going to tell me where, or excuse me, the number in the numerator is going to tell me what number goes in the 10th place. So it should be 0.6. So Tillman, do number 3 here. What about 31 thousandths? What would that decimal look like? So 31 has
0.031.
There you go. Very good. 0.031. The numerator will tell you what numbers, what place values do I need to, or excuse me, what numbers do I need to put into the place value? 0.721, that's 721 over 1,000, 721 thousandths. And then Carrie L, what about number 5? What is 800 like as a decimal?
.08.
Very good. Number 6, 7, and 8 told you to round the decimal to the nearest tenth. 9 and 10 says to round the decimal to the nearest hundredth. So for 6, 7, and 8, the first thing we got to do is we have to locate what number is in the tenths place. So Solomon, what number is in the tenths place in number 6?
The 3.
Okay. Then I look at the number to the right of the 3. Am I going to round that 3 up or keep it out of 3?
Keep it at a 3.
So what's your final answer?
42.3.
42.3. What happens to this 4 right here? Everything to the right of the number that you rounded becomes a
Stays the same.
Number 7. Jaden, what about this one? First off, what number is in the tens place?
You round the 0 up to a 1.
The second 0 right here, because that's in the tens place. Take a look to the number to the right. That is a 9. So we're going to round this 0 up to a 1. And then the 9 and the 3, those become 0. So it should be 0.1. Carrie L, what about number 8? What number's in the tens place?
3.
So looking to the right, am I going to round that 3 up or keep it at a 3?
Round it up.
Round it up because that 7 says, ooh, I need to round that 3 up to a 4. So what's your final answer, Cariel?
3 point.
Wait, what was that? All the numbers to the left stay the same. All the numbers to the right of the number that you rounded turn to zeros.
3 point.
Nope. Number 8. It would be 8
Oh.
points. And then what did we do to this 3?
8.4.
That's it. 8.4. We don't have 8.476. That all becomes zeros. Tillman, what about number 9? Round that to the nearest 100.
2.01.
Excellent. And Logan, number 10.
0.09.
Ooh. Did the numbers to the left, do they change or do they stay the same? They stay the same. So you need that 3 right there. 0.3. Does that 8 change? Do we bump that 8 up to a 9? Nope. So try it again. What's your final answer?
0.38.
There you go. 0.38. Very good. All right. Those of you who are just now joining us, we are on page, let's see here. We're on page 301. We're going to do just a few of the evens to review before we get on to our new lesson. I'm going to put my whiteboard. Everyone can see that. All right. Go ahead, and if you're doing the problems in your book, that's great. Make sure you have a pencil. If not, make sure you have a scratch sheet of paper out or your notebook. Here we go. Let's do number 4. Order these numbers from least to greatest. Go ahead and do it on your paper. All right, go ahead and get situated somewhere. All right, Logan, what was the first one? Well, let me ask you this. What did you do first? Let me see.
I looked at the whole number.
Very good. Are all the whole numbers the same?
Yes.
Okay, so you can't compare using the whole number. We gotta go to the next number. All right. What I would have done too is make all the decimals go out to the same place value as well too. So I'd annex 0 there on 6.5 to make it 6.50. Okay, now I can compare my next numbers. So what's my smallest number, Logan?
6.35.
There you go. Tillman, what's the next one?
6.48.
Good. Solomon?
6.50.
Excellent. Yep, 6.5 or 6.50.
Yeah.
I'll take both. Therefore, 6.53 is my last one. Good. Let's do number 6. We're writing a comparison greater than or less than 4.03 and 4.2. Compare your whole numbers. Well, whole numbers are the same. Then I got to go to the next place value, which is the tens place. I've got a 0 and a 2 right there. Well, 0 is less than 2. Therefore, 4.03 is going to be less than 4.2. I could have also put 0 over here and made this a value of 3, value of 20. Well, of course, 3 is less than 20. All right, you try number 8. Jaden, which symbol goes in between these two? Very good. It is greater than, of course, 215 is greater than 0.215. All right, number 14. We have to estimate and we have to find the actual answer. So Tillman, 6.11. What is the closest whole number? 6.11 we'll round to. So we're rounding it to the whole number. So look at the whole number, look to the number to the right, and it'll tell you to round up or keep it at the same.
Keep it at 6.
Keep it at 6. So 6 times 8, my estimated answer is 48. Now find the actual answer. 6.11 times 8. You should get 48.88. Is that very close to my estimated value of 48? It sure is. Let's go to the next page. Let's do number 24. Captain Sam, like my husband, Captain Sam runs a 4.5-hour fishing venture 6 days a week during the summer. So how many hours does he spend each week at sea for these trips, Solomon? How am I going to solve this?
4.5 times 6.
You got it. Let me ask you this, Tillman. About what would be the estimated number of hours? How would you find, not the actual number of hours, but how would you find the estimated number of hours? By rounding. What would you round 4.5 to?
5.
You would round it up to 5. So 5 times 6 would be, well, that's 30. Okay, so my answer should be somewhere around 30. Ooh, let me ask you this. Should it be higher than 30 or lower than 30? What do y'all think? Jaden's pointing down. What do y'all think? Do you think my actual answer is going to be less than 30 or more than 30? Cariel thinks it's higher than 30. Well, let's find our actual answer and then let's compare. 6 times 5 is 30. 6 times 4, 24, plus 3, 27. So our actual answer is 27 hours. Jaden, why did you say less than?
Because I figured out the problem already.
Not the problem. Who knows? Why was it going to be less than the estimated number of 30? Logan, what do you think?
Because 4 is lower than 5.
Okay, when we came up here and we estimated 4.5, we rounded it up to 5, which means the actual number is not all the way up to 5. It's actually less than 5. So therefore, 30 is a good estimated answer, but it's definitely going to be higher than what the actual value is because we estimated it up. Okay, let's see here. Number 28 and 30. Go ahead and do those two. 28 and 30. Go ahead and do those on your own. Cariel, give me the answer to 28. And Solomon, give me the answer to number 30. When you got it, go ahead and shout it out.
E.
D as in dog.
E.
Or B as in boy. Not B.
Mine is E.
Elephant.
I can't hear. Cariel, yours should be D. D as in dog. 576,000. And Solomon.
Mine is E.
Yes, it is E. 5,706,000. 706,000. So that 5 represents the whole number. All right. Ooh, let's see here. Go ahead and I want y'all to do, just for review, go ahead and turn to page 318 in your book. I want you to do letter C right now. 318, and I want you to do letter C.
What?
Y'all have page 318 in your book? Letter C, it should be the review. You find that page, Logan?
What page?
You're on page 318 doing letter C.
Thanks a lot.
All right. If you're not quite done, that is okay. Let's go over some of these answers. So we're just doing letter C. Here we go. Oh, we got some story problems here, so those probably took a little bit longer. So multiplying mixed numbers. What do you have to do first to those mixed numbers, Logan?
Turn them into improper fractions.
Yes, whenever we're dividing or multiplying mixed numbers, we want to change those, change those into improper fractions. Yes, all right. So 3 1/2 times 2 1/2, we've got 7/2 times 5/2. And then I want to multiply my numerators together, 7 times 5. 2 times 2, I'll get 35/4. But for this specific scenario, this would benefit us for us to put our improper fraction as a mixed number. Carry out 35/4. What is that as a mixed number? Carrie, are you still there?
Yes.
Oh, okay. 35/4. Did you get that as a mixed number? Well, 35 divided. What is it?
8.
Excuse me. 8 is correct. So 8 times 4 is 32. What's 35 minus 32?
3/2.
Well, we always put it over the denominator, remember? So it's 8 3/4. 8 3/4 what, Solomon? What are we talking about?
Candy bars?
Yes. 8 3/4 candy bars. All right. And then let's just finish on number 2. All right. I think these took a little bit longer. So 4 1/2 times 2 3/4. Each full bag of shrimp can hold 2 3/4 pounds. Here orders 4 1/2 pounds. So therefore, change these to improper fractions. 9 times 11. 2 times 4. So I get 99/8. Who has this one as a mixed number? 99/8. Jaden?
12 3/8.
Excellent. 12 and 3/8. Okay, what's my label, Tillman? What am I talking about?
Pounds of shrimp.
Pounds. Very good. Make sure you have that pounds. Would I say 12 and 3/8 shrimp? No. If I have a specific type of measurement, I have to use that type of measurement. So 12 and 3/8 pounds. All right, go ahead and turn to page 303. 303. We are on multiplying decimals now. So let's see. Remember when we were multiplying fractions? 1/4 times 1/2. We're actually multiplying a part of a whole. 1/4 is not a full whole, right? And 1/2 is not a full whole either. So 1/4 times a half, that's a part of a part. Remember multiplication? That's the word for whole. Remember our mathematical language there, multiplication and of. So multiplying decimals. 1/4. Anybody remember what is 1/4 as a decimal? Anybody know what 1/4 as a decimal is?
1.4? Wait,
0 point, remember your quarters? How many
25.
0.25. 4 quarters and $1. So 0.25, that's how you can remember 1/4, 1/2. So what's 1/2? It's 2 quarters.
0.50.
There you go, or just 0.5. Who knows what 3/4 as a decimal is?
0.75.
0.75, there you go. Especially as we get into 6th grade, there's going to be lots more decimals that we're going to have to start memorizing. So multiplying decimals, we're multiplying part of a whole times another part of a whole. So check out number 1. I've got 0.5 times 0.4. Well, as a fraction, 0.5, that's 5/10 times 4/10, correct? And we know how to multiply fractions. Multiply your numerators together, multiply your denominators together. 5 times 4 is 20. 10 times 10 is 100. So I've got 20 hundredths. What is 0.5 times 0.4? 20 hundredths. What is 20 hundredths as a decimal? Well, that's 0.20. But notice here, what can I do with 20 over 100? I can simplify or reduce it. I can take off one set of zeros there. Now I have 2/10. Again, is 20 over 100 and 2 over 10 equivalent fractions, Solomon? What do you think? 20 over 100 and 2 over 10. Are those equivalent? Yes, they are. And 2/10 can also be written as 0.2. Let's take a look at number 3. I've got 0.2 times 0.9. Well, 0.2, Tillman, what is that as a fraction? What is 0.2 as a fraction?
2 over 10.
There you go. And Jaden, what is 0.9 as a fraction?
Miss Fuller, I have a question
Yes.
real quick.
Uh-huh.
Are you going to do the pictures with us or no?
No, ma'am. I'm not going to do the pictures right now.
Okay.
Yeah, good question.
Okay.
We're not
Then
ready to do the shading for the pictures right now.
9 over 10.
Yes, that is correct. All right. Now let's multiply our numerators together, multiply our denominators together. I get 18 over 100. Therefore, 0.2 times 0.9, that's 18 over 100 what is 18 over 100 as a decimal, Jada?
0.18.
There we go. There are your two answers, 18 over 100 and 0.18. Take a look at the picture though. Do y'all see the picture above? How many pieces are those 3 squares broken into, Logan?
The purple shaded ones, is that what you mean?
The ones in numbers 1, 2, and 3. How many pieces are those shaded into? Or how many boxes are they broken into?
100?
Yeah, they're broken into 100 pieces. So each one of those squares is representing a whole. But remember when we were dealing with fractions? So if I had a fourth of a half. So again, what was I dealing with in the first place? Well, I was dealing with just a fourth of a piece. Well, then I need to split that in half. So now, how much am I really dealing with? I'm only dealing with 1/8 of a whole. I'm not even dealing with the whole thing, right? So that's what we're doing with multiplication as well too, because fractions can be turned into decimals, which is what we just did right here. My decimals can be turned into fractions as well too, and vice versa. So we can easily multiply these. Let's check these. 0.5 times 0.4. This is normally how we would multiply decimals, correct? We'd line them up top to bottom. 4 times 5 is 20. Carry my 0, 0, 0, 20. I've got 2 decimal places. Is 0.2 or 0.20 the answer we got up here? Sure is. Sure is. Let's go ahead and move on to number 5. Multiply. Count the decimals to find the decimal placement. So here's what we're doing now. 0.8 and 0.6. Okay, follow along with me as I do it. Okay, so follow along with your own piece of paper and do it with me. Okay. I've got 0.8, 0.8, and I'm multiplying that by 0.6. Decimals together. Do I have to line up the decimal places? Solomon, what do you think?
Yes.
When I'm adding and subtracting decimals, oh yes, you have to line up those decimal places. But when you're multiplying decimals, do you have to make sure those decimals line up? No, not necessarily. Look at number 11. Look at number 12. Are those decimal places lined up, top and bottom? Solomon, number 11 and 12. Are those decimal places lined up? Did they say, oh, well, that's 0.115, so then I have to do 0.7 right here, right underneath. Make sure those decimal. No. So that's one thing to remember when we're multiplying decimals. You don't have to line up the decimals like you would do when you're adding. So if I'm adding decimals, I have to line those up. And I'd annex a 0 right there. Those are two very different. All right, so let's figure this out. Here we go, let's multiply. 6 times 8, that's 48. Carry my 4. 6 times 0 is 0. 0 plus 4, that's 4. Here's a little trick. If 0 is your second number down there, anything times 0 is going to be what, Tillman?
0.
So do I even have to do another place value right there? 0 times 8 is 0. 0 times 0 is 0. Do I even need all those zeros? No way, Jose. So I can just leave it as one line there. Is 48 my final answer though? Is 0.8 times 0.6 48? No, what am I missing, Logan?
Decimal.
Okay, I need to go back up here. How many place values have I used up in my decimal? Well, right here in 0.8, that's one place value. And then here, that's another place value. So I've used up 2 place values for my decimals. So here's my decimal. I need to move it over 2 places. So my answer should be 0.48. That's number 5. Let's do number 7. 0.5 times 0.2. Let's multiply. 2 times 5, that's 10. 2 times 0 plus 1, that's 1. Again, I've got 0 right here multiplying that, so I can just leave it in just one line right there. I've got decimal place right there, and I've got another decimal place right there, so I have to move my decimal over 2 places. So my answer is 0.10, or I could leave it as 0.1. My final answer. You do number 9.
I'm done.
Did you already do these earlier?
Yeah, I did all front and back.
You already did the homework assignment for tonight?
Were we supposed to do all or odds?
We're actually not going to do all of it, so
I did all.
look at you. Proud of you. 0.32 times 0.4. Carriel, what did you get?
0.128.
Very good. We had to move that decimal over 1, 2, 3 places, so 0.128. Very good. All right, and then do number 13. 6.5 times 1.5. All right. Solomon, I'm going to let you answer this one.
9.80.
Close. 5 times 5 is 25. Carry my 2. 5 times 6 is 30. 30 plus 2 is 32.
Miss Lauren,
Mrs. Lauren?
it's 6.4.
6.4, yeah.
Thank you. Let's try that again.
But I still have 9.80.
Let's see. So that doesn't change. That should be 4 and 6. I think you multiplied 2 and 4 instead of adding them.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, 9.60.
There you go, 9.60, or just 9.6. You can annex, or you can take that 0 off the end there. All right, let's do a couple more, and then I'll let you loose. Number 15. Okay, you need to find the product. All right, again, we're not going to do. I think that y'all can learn how to do these problems without doing the pictures for these. Not that the pictures can't be helpful, but for right now, we're going to skip the pictures, okay? But write the decimal equation in fraction form. So 0.4 times 0.7. What is 0.4 as a fraction, Logan?
4/10.
And what's 0.7 as a fraction?
7/10.
4 times 7 is 28. 10 times 10 is 100. So what is 0.4 times 0.7? 0.28 over 100. And let's do one more. 0.7 times 0.7. Well, 0.7 as a fraction is 7/10. 0.7 as a fraction is also 7/10. So that's 49 over 100. Are you seeing a pattern here of how to solve these decimals? What's 4 times 7? 28. How many decimal places do I need to move it over? 2 places. What's 7 times 7? 49. How many decimal places do I need to move it over? 2 decimal places. All right, here's your assignment. I'll put it on Google Classroom as well too, but you're doing pages 303 to 304, numbers 2 through 18. They even.
What if I did all?
And Solomon just above and beyond. So be a Solomon. Go above and beyond too if you'd like. All right. So that will be in Google Classroom. Miss Jaden.
There are no pictures.
Nope. You do not have to do the pictures. If it helps you, pictures aren't a bad thing. So
I can't exactly do them. The Sharpie does not turn out too well.
see what it's hard for me to do it on my screen too. I'd have to pull up a picture of the book, but okay. Here's what it would look like. Okay, so like on take number 1 for example. You've got the square, right? Here's your square. And I'm not going to divide it up into 100 different little squares, okay? But what are we dealing with? Well, half of 1/4. Well, let's see here. What are we dealing with? Well, we're only dealing with 0.4 out of all of it. So we're dealing with 1, 2, let's see here. So we would be dealing with 40 squares, right? So this would represent 40 different squares. 1, 2, oops. See why I'm not drawing this? All right. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So here's my 40 squares. So that's 40, 4 out of 10, 40 out of 100, right? And then I only want half of that. So half of 40 is 20, which is what your answer is, right? 0.2 or 0.20, so it's 20 out of the total 100. So again, I don't want to confuse you all. It is helpful to visualize, okay, what is 20 out of 100? Well, there you go. There it is. Okay. So you don't have to do the drawings, but you do have to do 2 through 18 even. Sound good? Take a picture of it, put it on Google Classroom. Logan?
Can we use the same piece of paper that we used on the odds that we did?
Yes, of course. Yes, of course. All right. That's all I got for you kiddos. I'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30 again. All right, so 9:30 for this week. All right.
I got this over with today. I only have to go to my dad's work once a week.
Okay. Well, nice. That can be fun too, though. But kind of throws you
Yeah,
off.
it's a little bit difficult when the math meeting's at 9:30.
Oh, well, it'll just be for this week. And then we'll let the 6th grade go back to 9:30 next week.
Unless if we like it better.
Yeah, that's true. They may like the later time too. We'll see. All right, make sure you take a look at your quiz. See if you got anything wrong. Know how to do it. If you have questions, let me know too, okay? All right, I'll see you in the morning.